So now we are in the last part of today's activity. So those who are in the back, if you would like, I would like to invite you to come forward because we are going to also project, before we have our closing with the authorities, we would like to project a survey, a satisfaction survey or poll that you can copy and that soon will be projected or will be shown on screen. So while they prepare the satisfaction poll, oh, 1 second. They're asking for 1 second. They will let me know when they are going to show the QR code. Okay, so now we are going to show on screen, and we are going to then go to the official closing for today. And therefore, we are going to invite Francisco Gallego, Pro-Rector of the Institutional Management of the Pontifical University, Catholic University of Chile, Daniela Vélez, Vice Dean of the Faculty of Education in the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile and Director of the Academy of Higher Education, and Paulo Volante, academic from the Faculty of Education in the Catholic University of Chile and academic director of the Inter-American Days of Leadership and Direction in Schools. So I'd like to invite them up.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here until the end. The idea now is to have a brief session to make a recap of what have been the both seminars, and to do it in the spirit of our school. First, I'm going to ask questions to Daniela and Paulo, and I'm going to use the format of exit ticket that you use in schools. So you have an exit ticket of the summit in both seminars. I want to invite you, if possible, if you please tell me 3 things that you have learned, 3 questions or doubts, and maybe an app that you can recommend. And you're also going to do a competition, and the one that answers as quick as possible is going to win, okay? I'm going to start. First, thank you to the ones that stayed until the end. I'm going to try to do the exit ticket as I remember. One of the things I have learned today that I'm going to take with me is that for me personally, that I have been working at the summit many years, is that we missed doing things in person, and this summit that was 100% in person, even though we have YouTube on streaming, I think we had these spaces where we see each other, we collaborate, we talk, we meet again with some colleagues that we don't usually meet. So for me, maybe it's not learning something, but it's something that I take with me. I also take with me that it's clearer to me that AI is still an issue that is developing, that we share. We are all learning how to continue working in the different formats, educational formats. I think I leave a little bit more at ease now that we can see where we are going to and what are going to be the best practices and the challenges that we're going to face. And finally, this is also something that we have learned and that I would like to highlight from what the presenters say. Mariana Mayo talked about a little bit about this. We are not replaceable by this AI, and our work still needs interaction. So AI is going to be a tool that we're going to use, but I think we still have a lot to give. So I think that's going to be something positive of this summit. Doubts that I still have? How can we apply? Dr. Levy talked a little bit about this, how to apply AI to improve our way of teaching. And many of us have used, and there is a challenge. How do we teach our students how to use it? And that's something that I'm not so clear 100%. And also, what are the ethic dilemmas that we need to we need to manage about AI? And even though it is something that we can teach our students to use, there are still some limits that are not so clear, that we don't know. And what is going to change in my life? I think many things. I think it is a lot clearer that this is a tool that is here to stay. It's part of our culture, and we need to learn how to live with it. And we need to try to improve the learning of our students and our practices as well with this tool. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being with us in this moment. Time is always more scarce than we think. I think it made a lot of sense, the interaction between the pedagogic intelligence, this pedagogical intelligence that can be used through the AI tools. That makes a lot of sense. Also, remembering one of the first presentations of the day, the idea is that what's important is implementing. Most likely, the professional learning related to the possibilities of AI might not so down as we are used to, but it needs to be done through practice, through trial and error, and make mistakes like we usually say. And in that sense, it's going to be interesting because that's going to challenge the practices or evaluations, training. And in the case of school, we have a lot of hope with simulations for professional learning. The other element of learning that is important is that a variable that it's independent to evaluate these tools have to do with time. It's important that we free ourselves from loads that are more bureaucratic and time-consuming, and we can gain time from that for our well-being and also for improving. In terms of questions, the questions that come to my mind that Pro Dean is asking have to do with how to put focus on learning and teaching. Through these tools, we gave very good examples in the seminar of the school journeys done by Educación Molina that are proposing tools, so they are already using them and scaling them. And the key question is, how do we ensure that innovations with these tools are going to allow a real impact in learning and teaching and at a big scale? It's a big expectation, an impact in learning, teaching, and at a big scale. And in terms of projections, on one hand, there are evaluation issues. It's important to have the skill to evaluate, but in the last virtual presentation with Barbara Rogoff, which is a psychologist that is connected from California, Santa Cruz, she was showing patterns of learning from indigenous children compared to patterns of learning from children from European children. And it was interesting. We said, what does this have to do with AI? And she proposed to learn from collaboration. And she showed us many videos of collaboration, sophisticated in indigenous children in Mexico or Guatemala versus children from a control group. And she helped us understood that collaboration is going to be key, and it's going to be key the joint generosity and intention. And she gave us a summary of the expectations that we are going to have on the teachers that are going to participate in those innovations, to dare to share information, to give time and attention, and to dare to expose ourselves. So collaboration is very important, and the skills to make networks with the support of technology, they are also very important. Thank you. I wanted to mention a few. I couldn't participate in many sessions, but very quickly. First, something that was in the first one, learning this notion that gave the presenter from Florida a human in the loop. There must be a human in these processes, more than one probably, and that is possible to do it well. I think we saw experiences at a higher education and school level that it is happening like beyond 12 that are positive, and also a focus on the pedagogy more than technology, digital technology. This is a digital technology, but it's a pedagogic one. And in terms of questions, how to how when we share good practices that are working in some places and can go to other places, and also how to know some situations in universities or startups or foundations, networks of school, how to know the real needs of school systems and to feed from there the development. And also when we talk about implications, and here I'm going to finish my part. On my part as well, I'm very happy from this university in this space of the summit that takes a lot of effort. But we are very happy because this was a place to meet from schools, public schools, private schools, universities, the public sector. And I think it was a very powerful place to convey, to know each other. And we are very proud as Catholic University because we were able to offer it and because of all the people that came here, 44 talks. So I'm very happy for this space, and I would like to replicate this in other fields like health, for example. And I can't end without thanking all the people that made these possible, sign language people at the door, the Claudia team, Francisco's team, Daniela, Paulo, the Santander Bank, Duoc that supported us. So thank you a lot. Daniela or Paulo? Well, Daniela won. By far. No, so, Paulo, you have 1 minute to close. Well, you should be fearful because I'm going to talk for the 15 years of journeys. Today, it's a very special day for us because it's the 15th. And that has some symbolic value, 15 years facilitating this space with many friends from you, from all of you that are here. I'm going to greet Mike, who has been with us from the Pennsylvania University before and now from other institutions, about innovation and change. It's also important the skill to conserve the structure, sustainability, because right now I'm looking outside and I can see the buses passing, people are moving. And for us, it was very difficult when we had to change the format of this seminar. These seminars have had 5 different governments. They have seen social crisis, international, national, moments from polarity. We had pandemic, the closing of the school, return to school. We had versions that were online with 6,000 participants. So we want to thank the university and the higher-ups that have maintained and sustained this effort. And there is a common factor in these 15 years, and that's that we always talked about a leadership centered, focused, oriented to learning and teaching. Thank you very much. I'm going to be very brief because I said what I had to say, but first I want to thank the team. This was a work that we have been doing for at least for about a year of organizing. So the team of Claudia, Francisco, Dominga, Felipe, translation, all the teams that the pro-dean said it, but I wanted to say it again because the work of this summit was very detailed and I think everything went well. We had the expectation that it was going to happen. But with so much time without people being in person, we managed to do it. So thank you for all the ones that made it possible. I also want to thank all the international guests that traveled, some from further away, some that are going to leave tomorrow. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing with this space and for everything that we could learn from you and from everything that you have been doing. Thank you very much. Okay, with the words of Daniela, the Pro Dean, and Paulo, we are going to close these seminars, the ones from higher education and schools. Thank you for your participation, and we hope to see you again next year. Thank you very much.